Hey, good evening everybody. We're back with more Star Rail tonight, and we're going to finish the museum quest. And then after that we'll see if we've got time for anything else. Maybe Simulated Universe Tree? We haven't done that yet too. Lots of stuff to catch up with. But yeah, gonna continue the museum management. Need to get General Hall to 11. Yeah, we're gonna need a bit of time to get the stats up, I guess. Yeah, those are pretty good. It's quite a bit of today's budget though, so let's swap them out, I guess. Educational value, we want this guy. Then we need visitor appeal. Guess this works for now. So I don't think there's like a day limit. So as long as we get all the stuff done in time, I guess. Okay, yeah. As long as we keep abreast of this, I think we're okay. Random event, huh? Hook. Oh, we can recruit Hook for this one. Okay.
If we're not on patrol, we should get some rest.
Another peaceful day in Boulder Town. It's all thanks to us moles. It's all thanks to us moles. That's right, the moles are the greatest. Oh, if it isn't the honorary member of the moles still. Impudence, ignoring the presence of Pitch Dark Hook the Great. But I'm in a good mood today, so you're off the hook, no pun intended. Aha. How can I help you, honorary member? Museum? Volunteering? What's that? No question, I just know it's something super fun. Really? You better not be tricking me. That's so, dear honorary member, let's go. Let's go to this museum. Museum, that's right, that is the one, the museum. I wanna go and be a volunteer. Volunteer? I mean volunteer, you shouldn't sully Pitch Dark Hook the Great's great name. Alright, let's go, I can't wait. You also have to pass a mysterious test. Wow, it sounds awesome, what kind of test is it? What's this piece of paper for? So all I have to do is just write these things in here? Too easy, watch this. Yeah, that's simple, it gets the job done, I guess. I got it done in no time at all. Now I can take it to the museum, right? Honorary member? That's right, let's go. We don't need to check it over. It's good enough. This one. Wow, it's so big in here. It feels like 10 clinics put together. What happens next? Don't tell me we've already started playing volunteers? Oh, Stella, I see you got a company for lovely kid today. I'm not a kid. I'm Pitch Dark Hook the Great. Are you here to be volunteer guide too? I'll have Payla look at your resume. Please wait here. Here we are again, Miss Stell and Pitch Dark Crook the Great. Aren't you Clara, one of our honorary members? Are you here to be volunteer too? Are you here to be volunteer too? Yep, that's right. By the way, Payla asked me to help conduct the interview today. Thanks. It's no problem, good to be able to help Payla out. Anyway, let's head to the lounge first. The interview will be held there. By the way, Payla has also appointed Miss Stell as the assistant assessor of the interview. So this is going to take us off your time. Oh, thank you so much. Well, let's start the interview when you're ready. We'll wait for you here. Although I'm not sure what all this is about, I'll wait for you with Clara. I'll come in here and I'm just gonna say, hey, you're hired. Child employment. Great, let's do it. So what exactly is an interview? Can I just become that volunteer directly? I'm not sure about it either. According to Payla, an interview is a way to find out whether a person is suitable for a job through a face-to-face conversation. So that's just chatting, right? That's great. Not exactly. Take it easy, Clara. I fully understand what an interview is all about. Let's get started. Clara, don't be nervous. Okay, I'm fine. And it doesn't feel right for me to say this. Anyway, I'll start asking questions about your resume. Are you ready? Wait a minute, Clara. Even though we are in the overworld, you should still address me properly as Pitch Dark Crook the Great. Huh? Hook the Great is right. Estelle, even you are chirping in. Seems like you're a little nervous. I'll take over this interview from here. Please listen to the questions carefully, Clara. Question 1. Why do you want to be a volunteer guide at the museum? Well, what should I do, Miss Stell? We should try to take back control of the interview. Nah. We're on Chaos site now. Say, Clara, just answer truthfully and don't be scared. We're just having a casual conversation here. Is this how the interview should be conducted? Fine. In fact, it's because I helped Miss Payla and Miss Stell to solve the missing exhibits case before. Payla recognized my abilities and she suggested I work as a volunteer guide here. As the leader of the modes, I didn't even know about this. I have neglected my responsibilities. Anyway, this case indirectly manifests your talent. Since you were able to help me find the missing exhibits, I'm sure you will ace it as a volunteer guide. Now, the next question. Are you aware of the duties of a volunteer guide? Well... Please share what you know. I'm sure you know more than Hook the Great. Exactly. Just say whatever you want to share, Clara. Hold on, Stell. What you said didn't sound right to me. The duties of a volunteer guide. Let me think. Firstly, I should respond to the questions and needs of the visitors promptly and help everyone to understand the museum and at the exhibits. Secondly, I should take care of the exhibits and other public properties as well as maintain the cleanliness of the exhibition hall. Thirdly, well, that's a brilliant answer. I don't think you have to elaborate any further. Thank you. Sorry, should we pitch Dark Hook the Great? Hook the Great is an amazing interviewer. I know I'm good. Clara's done a pretty good job too. Now, the next question. Are we still do? How long will this bit go on? Seems like there's no going back now. Well, let's call it a day. I'll announce the result now. Congratulations, Clara. I believe you make a perfect volunteer guide. I'm already a volunteer. Isn't it even better with the help of the moles? This museum will soon be teeming with life. Well, you're right in a sense. Estelle, take Hook with me to prepare her for the job. Thanks for being us during the interview. It's no big deal. Yeah, it's totally normal. Don't worry, we're playing. They're kids. We're just playing along. Anyway, thanks for your help, Miss Estelle. Please swing by if you're free. Remember to visit us, Honor. Remember, Clara and I will wait for you. And Payla's not gonna say anything about it, huh? Alright, that's some pretty good stats. I think you can take, might need to take, let me just take Claire out of this one. Please serve someone else. No, it's dependent on Clara's stats. We have to leave her there. We can't take her out and put her here. We have to start leveling educational now. Yeah, that's gonna exceed it. Now I can safely level this up to 10. 11 is doable, we just need... okay, we just need to get enough to work with now. And there we go. Is the requirement met? We hired someone new. Exhibition here is in perfect condition, complete one round of management. Exhibit clues. Alright. Oil painting part 3. Alright. Another painting one. Welcome back, Stel. You're here to collect Bellabok landscape paintings, right? Golden Theatre, Rabini Street painting over there. Will do. I'm out of tune and my throat is hoarse, but at least nobody can harmonize with me. Oh, hello there, citizen. No, something seems really familiar about you. Must be wrong though. Sorry, as you can see, I'm definitely painting here, but I'm no art dealer. If you want to buy something, I'm afraid you have to try elsewhere. That old man again. Ah, fine then. In any case, the painting's finished. Hand over the payment and you can leave this painting. Oh good, this is the right price. Looks like you haven't quite lost all his marbles just yet. As for the name, I haven't settled on yet, but seeing as it's yours now, such a daunting task lies in your hands. Now then, we'll have to search out some inspiration for my next masterpiece. Maybe we meet again, stranger. Okay. Oh, let me see. He's pretty darn good. But he hasn't given this painting a name yet. Still, you put the mouse in running after this for the museum. The honor of naming it should belong to you. But I think this painting should be titled. Can't tell what this is. Now that name is particularly avant-garde. I might have my own issues with the name, but I still promise you naming rights, so be it. Good work, Stella. Now it's ready to be displayed. Sometimes avant-garde is good. You gotta name things silly things sometimes. Does it actually say that now? Let's see. No, it's just oil painting of the Golden Theatre. Fair enough. Yeah, there's still a handful of people we haven't recruited yet, so quite a ways more to go. Increase management stage to unlock additional operational objectives. Okay, so we just need to raise our level now, huh? Alright. It doesn't really matter what we get, as long as we're getting stuff. Oh, never mind. We hit the value. Hey, Payla.
Good to see you again. I've heard from Miss Eris that under your superb management, the museum is on the verge of regaining the thriving crowds of its heyday. If the momentum continues, and if the History Culture Hall can reopen on schedule, the museum's complete revival is surely just around the corner.
I knocked over the mic mixer there. Sorry, chat. I don't know if that made any noise or whatever. Looks like we're still okay.
So, Alrighty. I'm afraid there's been another theft. Like the previous cases, a valuable item was stolen from our exhibit. This time in the History Culture Hall. The item in question has a connection to you.
Was it my weapon? Was it a photo of me? Can I take a new one for you?
That won't be necessary. We've already made a high-quality replica.
Oh, okay.
It'll be easier to explain once we're actually in the History Culture Hall. Why don't I take you there now? With an exhibit like this, all Belabagians will know your story.
An exhibit
You can
dedicated
probably
to
guess
me.
from the name that the History Culture Hall houses artifacts, replicas, and documents that are of great historical significance to Belobog. Every passing day, we Belabagians must continue to endure the city's harsh environment. The trials and experiences of our ancestors serve as a reminder that the path of survival belongs to every generation of our people. Every child in Belobog should visit this exhibit at least once. No, once isn't nearly enough. This is the item in question. This projector is a limited edition version, custom made for the museum. The only one of its kind in the whole of Belobog. It can produce images with a resolution up to... Oh, sorry. I'm doing my tour guide thing again. I'm sure someone as well traveled as yourself has seen much fancier equipment than this.
Wowee! This is so high tech.
Nice try keeping a straight face.
Damn it.
The issue isn't the projector, but the microfilm that goes into it. It's the most crucial piece of this exhibit, and it was stolen. There were some very valuable images on that film, and we hadn't gotten around to making a backup. I must admit, the thieves chose a good target, and they were fast and efficient. Slide projection is a new addition to the museum. It was intended to be a surprise for visitors when the History Culture Hall reopened. If we don't recover the microfilm, the hall's opening will have to be postponed indefinitely. Some of the images stored on that film are related to you, Miss March 7th, and Master Don Hong. The curators of the museum wanted to take this opportunity to tell the story of the Astral Express's visit to Belobog.
You did a secret photo shoot of us.
That's beside the point. Is that your phone?
Huh, Bronya. Glad you're back in Belobog, Insta. How have you been? Nice, been fulfilling. Glad about that. Thank you for taking the time to help us. Payla has already rewarded me on Mantis regarding museum management recovery of valuable exhibits. Thanks to your efforts, progress has been made on these fronts. However, the artifact thief has not yet been apprehended and cannot be allowed to roam free any longer. Time to visit the fort, discuss follow-up investigations. We have Payla, excellent. I'll be waiting in my office.
Was that a message from Lady Bronya? This theft case has been dragging on for too long. She must have decided to intervene. If she can delegate more resources to the investigation, that should help it move forward faster. No point in waiting around here then. Let's go pay Lady Bronya a visit.
Alright. And she's just there now, yeah. That's true, I guess she is the Supreme Guardian.
Welcome.
Wonder if she's
If
going
I'm
to be a
not
volunteer
mistaken,
too.
the two of you just rushed over here from the History and Culture Museum? I appreciate your coming here on such short notice. I should have gotten involved earlier, but I was tied up with other responsibilities. My apologies for letting you take on the investigation without proper support.
Lady Branya, we never saw it like that.
There's no one else here, Pela. No need for such formality.
Okay, Miss Branya.
I heard that you helped recover a number of valuable items for the museum, and that you've been running the museum as a part-time manager? Do you have any insights into this serial theft case?
Smooth criminal.
Well, on that point, we can agree. In any case, this fiasco has been going on right under our noses for too long. Regardless of how cunning and talented the culprit may be, we must draw them out and demonstrate the resolve of the architects. I will issue an immediate directive to mobilize all on-duty Silverman guards in the city to conduct a door-to-door investigation. You're familiar with many of the locals in the administrative district, right? If possible, I'd like you to head to the city center and see if they have any clues to offer us.
Understood. We'll head there at once, Miss Branya. Guess you're stuck with me again for this assignment. Let's meet up at Fountain Plaza.
Pre-register whenever download or played it is good. If you like turn-based RPGs, you'll probably enjoy this. It's very the combat's very good. It's pretty in-depth and stuff. And for a free game, it's pretty much on the level of console RPGs in terms of like
This place
things
is
to
an
do and
endless
people
stream
to
of
talk with.
people. Where do we start?
Right now we're doing a museum management minigame kind of thing. They added this event in the most recent patch, so that's what we're checking out. Although right now we're doing like a story quest related to it, so let's interrogate them all one by one. World's pretty nice here.
Agreed. That'll be more efficient. I remember lots of folks like to relax around the plaza. Let's head there first.
Yeah, right now we're trying to track down somebody who's been stealing museum artifacts. It's a little bit of a side story stuff. We've already dealt with like the world-ending calamity in this area.
Children of the Everwinter city, proud citizens of the preservation, hold your heads up high. Grind not against the mundane vulgarities of your everyday lives. Always remember, deep in your hearts, the teachings of the architects and the Supreme Guardian.
The man before you seems so engrossed in the elaborate speech performance that he doesn't seem to have noticed your arrival. Really weird that the cutscenes show a different character than what the player is controlling. Oh, that's just cause that's you have a four-member party. It's just defaulting back to main player character for the cutscenes. I can switch to her if I wanted. Do you know anything about the stolen museum artifacts?
Oh, if it isn't the savior of Belobog, the Guardian's honored guest, child of the galaxy and stars.
Whoa, that's real fancy.
Welcome back to our eternally snow-covered yet forever beautiful winter metropolis.
Yes, you flatter me.
Can you please answer the question we just asked?
I haven't heard of any stolen artifacts. These days, I'm too busy praising the grace of the preservation to be distracted by worldly matters.
Okay.
However, if your hearts are troubled by this affair, then I hope that Klepath will bestow their blessings upon you both, and that you may soon find the evildoer who committed such a crime.
Thanks for your well wishes. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Gotcha characters. Yeah, there's a... It's like Genshin, gotcha characters. Although you get some of them by default as well. But for the most part, I think... I haven't really been polling on the banner too often. I only have a handful of gotcha-only characters. That's my party. Stay, I'll get back in here. Alright, there we go. Now we're no longer immersion breaking. Come on, take your phone out. Do the funny, Stell. Take the phone out. Play your video game. So stop looking around. Take the phone out. Stell. 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 Come on, you're embarrassing me over here, Stell. Pull the phone out. That's not the animation I'm looking for. Put that star away. Yeah, it's the black and gold hoodie. Both the male and female player characters get a similar looking one. Stell, take out the phone. Play your video game. No? Stell. This is your player character. You can name them whatever you want. I just went with the canon name though, because I'm boring like that. Oh well. Anyway, she takes her phone out every now and then, and she like plays a couple rounds of like Galaga or something. That's the other one.
I remember you. Do you have any questions after reading the Scam Prevention Guide? Perhaps you've decided to join the Dark Blue Scam Victims Association. How could I not? Precious items from the History and Culture Museum have been stolen one after another, and the culprit remains at large, despite the Silvermane Guards' noblest efforts to track them down. I'll tell you the truth. I've been preparing to publicly accuse the person responsible for this whole thing for 2 days now.
You know who it is?
Huh? Oh, wait. So you have incriminating evidence against the culprit?
It's probably Sampo. I'm blaming Sampo.
Evidence? Who needs evidence? Let me tell you, there is only one person in all of Belobog who could do such a thing. That shameless blue-haired fraudster!
So not Sampo.
Oh.
You guys are here to investigate the case? Perfect! I'll give you a list of the culprit's scams, too.
Sorry, sir. Today we're only here to investigate the museum thefts. And we can't close the case without evidence. If you come across any reliable clues, please report them to an on-duty Silvermane guard. Let's get going.
I don't actually know who he's talking about, actually. Also, I just realized, if we're putting Stell back in the party, right now she's in tank config, and we really have a tank on the team, so we gotta put Tingin back in. Two supports, a DPS, and a tank. That should work. By the way, yeah, minor spoiler, I guess, but the main character can switch classes. Just them, though.
Ready to sign the petition? Have any other questions? Ah, you mean the items that have been disappearing mysteriously from the History and Culture Museum? I heard tell.
Why are you so sassy? Is it you?
I wonder if they got their hands on the original manuscripts of Tale of the Winterlands.
Absolutely not. Don't worry, ma'am. I will protect those manuscripts with my life.
Oh, wow! That's a relief to hear. I didn't realize you were so passionate.
Sorry about that. Back to the topic at hand. Do you have any clues that could be linked to the theft of the museum's artifacts? Have you noticed anything unusual lately?
Well, let me think. The editorial department has been recruiting recently. The new editor-intern was scolded by the editor-in-chief a few times, and then...
I don't think anyone's giving us any useful info here.
Sorry. These are all everyday occurrences. I really don't know of any noteworthy clues. Maybe you could try asking the other people around here?
So, okay, nobody was helpful.
Sorry for taking up your time.
This was a waste of
Let's move along,
time.
then.
This was entirely a waste of time.
Another half day gone, and nothing to show for it. Ugh. Culprit is still hiding in the shadows. Can't we find even one lead?
Ah, if it isn't Belobog's most adorable public servant, and the magnificent outsider. Good day to you.
You know us?
Who?
Young lady, I have seen
Oh,
you
this
on
guy.
many occasions near the Everwinter Monument teaching children the history of Belobog. Oh, I am truly in awe of your knowledge and patience.
Not the random NPC this design guy.
Thanks for the compliment, I guess. May I ask, with whom do we have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Wallace Cambridge Limestein, the 25th head of the Limestein family. I am honored to make your acquaintance. And yes, I am familiar with this outsider next to you. She often walks right past me without so much as a greeting.
Bitch, please, I've been helping you. Submit your stupid theses to the science department on a daily basis. How can you claim that? Come on, that's not nice. That's not nice. I can't believe he said that. After all I've done for him, answering stupid math and logic puzzles? Really? I don't even know who you are.
I am Wallace Cambridge Limestein, the 25th head
Oh, shut
of the
up.
Limestein.
Alright, we got it. Mr. Limestein, is there something you want to discuss with us?
As a matter of fact, I do. I noticed you two had been wandering around Executive Plaza for some time now, stopping to ask questions at every turn, so I surmised you were investigating something important. As it so happens, I witnessed a strange incident recently that left me quite puzzled. And after reflecting on it for a time, I decided it would be most appropriate to inform public officials.
This incident, is it related to the museum thefts?
I can't say for sure that it's directly related, but a friend of mine I no longer hear from used to frequent the museum and often talked about its exhibits with a group of us tea lovers.
So by no longer hear from, you mean you've been unable to get in touch with this friend of yours?
Precisely. His name is Norbert. We used to chat during lunch breaks in the lobby of the Goethe Hotel, along with a few other high-class individuals, of course. And one day, Norbert suddenly stopped showing up to our tea parties. It was as though he disappeared into thin air. I still remember the last thing he said to me. Limestein, listen to me. One must be ambitious in life. I'm gonna do something big for once.
Be ambitious in life? Do something big for once? Coming from the mouth of a wealthy gentleman, that sounded rather curious to me. This Norbert guy, do you know what his line of work was?
Thievery.
I'm not entirely sure. I never asked.
It's more like a drinking buddy than a
What a
friend.
preposterous statement. You wouldn't understand. Friendship between gentlemen is as pure as water. We are all dignified people. Why bother with such trivial matters?
In the eyes of most people, there's a world of difference between trivial matters and a career. I have recorded all the clues you provided, Mr. Limestein. Thank you for putting your trust in the Silvermane Guards. We will keep you informed if there are any developments in the investigation.
No, I should be thanking you, young lady of the guards. Well then, if that's all, I shall take my leave.
I wonder if this friend of Mr. Wallace has anything to do with the museum thefts. That's enough detective work for today. Questioning more people would just be a waste of energy. Let's go report back to Lady Branya.
Yes, let's. Oops. Not the chain link fence.
Miss Branya, we're back.
Thank you both for your hard work. Did you find out anything in the administrative district?
We didn't find anything directly related to the museum thefts, but there was one thing worth noting.
I see. It was the man from the Limestein family who provided the information. Norbert. I feel feel like I've heard that name somewhere before. Please give me a moment to see if I can recall. I remember now. The Minister of Transportation, Noel, has a nephew named Norbert. I believe he's currently working in the municipal department as a transportation coordinator. Norbert's position is indeed an idle one. It's no wonder he has time to socialize with members of the Limestein family. If what Wallace said is right, then Norbert must have been missing for several days already. There must be someone who knows where he is, even if they want to keep the young man secret. They'll cough it up with the right kind of encouragement. Kyle, can I ask you a favor? I would like you to visit the residence of Mr. Noel and ask around regarding the whereabouts of Mr. Norbert.
Understood, Madam Guardian. Lady Branya, Miss Pela, I've returned.
You were quite expedient, Kyle. Did you find anything out from the Department of Transportation?
It took a little prodding, but a few of the more timid attendants started speaking up. They say that Mr. Norbert was indeed leaving at odd hours recently. Whenever someone would ask where he was headed, he'd mumble something about going to the shopping street to inspect the site. The attendants think he might have a love interest, someone he doesn't want his family to know about. They haven't mentioned anything to the Minister of Transportation.
Going out at unusual hours, the shopping street, could it be? I have a request. I'd like the two of you to scout out Backwater Pass and see whether anything is happening there. While the two of you were busy questioning people in the city, I received some tip-offs. One source said that suspicious people were recently seen sneaking around the Fragmentum corrosion zone, and that the Silvermane guards didn't prevent them from entering.
Sus.
Together with Norbert's mumblings about a shopping street, I think all these clues are pointing in one direction.
So this Mr. Norbert could well be the museum thief we're looking for? We can't hold off a moment longer. Hurry! Let's go arrest that scoundrel!
My apologies, I have a lot of business to attend to at present. I won't be joining you. Good luck recovering the stolen items.
Jumping to conclusions, huh? I have a feeling it's not that simple, but we'll see.
We can't delay a moment longer. We need to move now.
Ooh. Okay. Plus there's a little mission, huh? Yeah, this is fine, I guess. We'll use stealth for a bit. We haven't used her in a while. Let's leave her in the party.
Something doesn't feel right. It's obviously an abandoned shopping street, but it also feels like people were here not too long ago. We must be cautious. Whether the culprit is Norbert or someone else, he certainly has no shortage of helpers. Shh! There are people talking inside. Let's see if we can hear them.
But sir, pretending to be a Silvermane guard is a serious crime.
Stop acting like a wimp. You think you can make a fortune with that kind of attitude?
Oh, I guess it really was that simple.
Don't overthink things. Just play your part. Today's password is roast the sausage, not the bread. You got that?
Got it, sir. Roast the sausage, not the bread.
Don't let anything in that doesn't know the password. Not even a fly. You got that?
Don't worry, Mr. Norbert. I understand.
So it is Norbert after all. And he's making his accomplice impersonate a Silvermane guard. The audacity. We found the culprit. Now we just have to catch him red-handed.
So catching him in this direction. Cut him off at the pass.
Not a scratch.
Rise, Phoenix! Dodge this! Yeah!
give these trailblazers your blessing.
You're not going anywhere!
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
Hey, you two! Don't move!
Must be the accomplice. Let's think fast.
Say the password or get out of here! This isn't any old shopping street, you know.
Boil the fish, not the egg. Help me, Pela. Alright.
Yes, that's correct.
So, you're gonna let us in now? We need to talk to Mr. Norbert about some important business-related matters.
Wait, did you just say Mr. Norbert? Who are you guys? This whole operation, the boss hasn't shown his face once. How could a couple of outsiders just walk in knowing his name?
Looks like our cover's blown.
Ah, dang.
Guess we'll have to do this the hard way.
Let's beat him up. Multiple of them.
Rise, Phoenix! You're not going anywhere!
Lance forward!
Yeah! Minus one! Dodge this! Rise, Phoenix! We'll probably end up running into more of Norbert's goons up ahead. We should proceed with caution.
Will of preservation.
There are definitely goons along the way.
Who will it be? Oh, stars, give these trailblazers your blessing.
Yeah! You're not going anywhere! Yeah!
Who will it be? Lance forward!
Dodge this!
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
Minus one! Rise, Phoenix! You're not going anywhere! Yeah!
Who will it be? Oh, stars, give these trailblazers your blessing. Lance forward!
Yeah! Dodge this! Rise, Phoenix! You're not going anywhere! Get it now? That's the power of the Cloud Knights. Look, it's Norbert again. Let's see what he's talking about this time.
And the film? Is it packed and ready to go?
Right here, boss. The buyer's arriving soon. Here, this way.
Very good, very good. Well done. Patience. Soon we will all be rich.
Aren't you already rich?
Film! Did you hear that? That film he mentioned must be the same one that was stolen from the museum. Why would someone from such a wealthy family do something like this for money? It's unbelievable. We have to find a way to stop this before they sell the film.
We'll run up there and beat him up.
What's that?
Minus one! Dodge this! Rise, Venus!
Lance forward!
Get it now? That's the power of the Cloud Knights.
Wait, don't make a move yet. We should take some pictures as evidence in case the culprit denies the charges. Your equipment probably has better specs than mine. I'll leave the picture taking to you.
Sounds like a plan.
Norbert of the Cusper family, and everyone else here, turn around and face me. Put your hands where I can see them.
What's going on? Who are you two?
We're here to bring you the justice.
What's going on here, Norbert? Didn't you say your security was impenetrable?
Minions! I mean, Silvermane guards! Get rid of these intruders immediately!
You've got a lot of nerve drawing your weapons in front of an intelligence officer of the Silvermane Guards. Come on, let's give these imposters a taste of justice.
Yeah, you gotta eject them because they're sus. Wow, they put some heavy duty
You're
armor.
in trouble. Dodge this!
Like more so than usual.
Can we talk?
Oh, stars, give these trailblazers your blessing!
Rise, Venus! You're not going anywhere!
On my mark! Here stands the Silvermane Guard! Just give it up!
You paid for that! Minus one! Rise, Venus! Dodge this!
Lance forward!
Stay close! Not a step back!
Who will it be? Oh, stars, give these trailblazers your blessing!
You're not going anywhere! Dodge this! Rise, Venus!
And that's that.
There's no point in resisting, Mr. Norbert. Your accomplices have been subdued. There's nowhere to run. You had the audacity to tell your men to disguise themselves as Silvermane Guards. I'll be interested to see what kind of sentence the adjudication panel gives you.
This isn't right! You have no evidence of wrongdoing! We're just here to...
Still in denial? Your secret dealings have been photographed. We have all the evidence we need. Is there anything else you want to say?
I knew I couldn't trust you hooligans! Even the simplest of sales was too much for you to handle!
Silvermane Guard Lady, I surrender! Take the microfilm back to the museum. I'm sorry. I only asked one thing. Please don't hand me over to my uncle. With Klepoth as my witness, Uncle would be so angry he'd turn me into a leather jacket!
That's not up to me.
Hey, we got it back.
It was a difficult journey, but it had a happy ending. Not only did we manage to recover the microfilm, but we also caught the culprit behind the museum thefts. And that's something worth celebrating. However, I'm still a little confused. Mr. Norbert is wealthy and opportunistic, but how did he manage to find so many accomplices and organize such a large-scale smuggling operation? These questions can wait until the interrogation. As for you and me, our work ends here. Thanks for your efforts. Come on, let's take the microfilm back to the museum.
And that's that. Yes, Perkins is here too, because I put him to work here. Right.
It works! The slides play without a hitch. The microfilm is undamaged. Once the projector is restored, the History Culture Hall can reopen to the public. Then visitors can enjoy all 3 of the museum's most important exhibits. I want to thank you again, on behalf of all the museum staff and all of the citizens of Belobog. If it weren't for your help, I'm afraid many of the exhibits in this museum would have been lost. I'm just stating the obvious. The way I see it, the museum's reopening is a very significant event, and worth remembering more than any other time in the past. A whole generation has grown up in the underworld in the last decade or so, and they never had the privilege of seeing these precious works of art and historical treasures. What you've done has helped bridge a huge gap for them. So, even if it seems small to you, you did a very great thing here. That's enough praise for now. Anyway, if you did want to continue working as a part-time manager and handle the daily operations of the History Culture Hall, I recommend talking to Miss Eris. It's not like we don't have any other suitable candidates for the position. Isn't it great you can help us with such an enjoyable job? Ah, and by the way, I'll keep you informed if we pry anything noteworthy out of that Mr. Norbert guy. See you later.
Oh, we don't recruit Bronya, she just becomes available. Fair enough. And the fourth part of the museum is now open. Those are all pictures from the story chapter 2. Okay then. Back to more museum management. We have a fourth area now. Fourth and last area. Hey look, it's our weapon. General Hall Interior is level 9. 2 more levels for this. Okay. Let's see what we can fit in here. 1, 2, 3? Yeah, that does. That works. Probably level up this one too. Alright. Let's get this one up first. That is probably enough to handle it. Alright, this ought to do it for now. Okay, how much? Oh, we need more. Potential assistance too. Let's see. It's a big jump into duration. Hire this one first. We'll hire the other two later. Almost. There we go. Simple and easy. So maintaining S ranks all the way through. And mission has been accomplished. Pulse activate clue. Alright. The Dayton spider robot replica. Then come back. Yep. Retrieve data from automaton spider. Get into a fight of it and then okay. Simple enough. No, that's the way to the calyx. Alright, simple, easy, and quick. Got data. Replica automaton. Why is Peak here and just asleep on the floor? Fist robot. Alright, let's see. What's the next objective we're looking at? Industrial Hall to 7. Oh, that's gonna be a while. That's a big jump. This could get a hires in. I think we just have to start hard leveling this one. Okay, we can hit this next level now. We're gonna need to raise flow duration and educational value next. Okay, so be level 6, we're good. Toy duration education of battle needs to go up. Random event. Alright, paid promotion. That's a nice amount. Okay, we're still short of a little bit of each type, but once we do these, I think that should do it. We're past the level 7. Yep, we're good. We can hire a few more people. We don't have the money for it just yet, but we can hire him later. Dun's there too. Alright. Mind mental clock. There's a cipher, so alright. There's silver exhibits on loan from other departments and they've all been broken. My problem is that they can't be fixed in museum where we have compensation. Or it's rushing repairs in museum workshop. Right. Gonna help him fix some stuff again. Okay, which minigame is it this time? Ah, it's the pipes.
So that's how it works.
Not too bad at this, respect. And filling up another display case. Okay, back to management. What do you want us to do this time? History culture holds to level 3. Alright. Dunzo. Okay, we want the Hound Robot this time. Alright, yeah, same thing. Slow down there, get into a fight, and we're good. Okay, fight the robot, get the data.
Lance forward! Oh stars, give these trailblazers your blessing!
Talk. Don't you hacker? Yeah! You're not going anywhere!
Who will it be?
Yeah! Rise, Venus!
Alright, data has been recorded. Let's go back. Oops. Keep clicking the wrong one. It's on me. Then we put the robot in here. And we good. 2 more and this area will be done. Steer to 15. Oh boy, that's a tall order. I don't think we can take this guy out just yet. Yeah, we'll still be short. Now he won't. I think we're gonna hit the end of the phase before we actually finish this one. Do a short on this one. Antique desk lamp, huh? We trigger another random one. I think this is another repair job. Yep, repair job. That was an easy one. It's everything in the general hall. Oh, cool. Thanks to your help, your general hall is filled with exhibits. Now visitors from all over Belobog will be able to understand the background of this city better. Is this thing real? This is awesome. Thanks to your hard work, Stella. Here's a reward for you. Nice, nice. Alright, what's the next one? Yeah, I think we're still gonna hit the cap before it actually gets to there. Wait, there's still some people we haven't hired, right? Yeah, I forgot about that. We want this guy. I should just hire all of them. Pretty sure I could finagle my way into higher stats somewhere here. Yep, there we go. Yeah, we're hitting the main story quest now. Once more. Alright. Who is behind all this? Let's find out.
Ah, nice to see you. You're looking in good spirits. The museum is packed these days. I've never seen it so full of visitors. You run a tight ship here. Still, it'd be nice if those kids would stop littering. It's barely lunchtime and I've already picked up 3 half-eaten packs of Snow White popping candy. Ah, don't worry. Nothing was stolen this time.
Oh, good to know.
You remember that Norbert guy we captured? The Silvermane guards have acquired new intel from him. I thought you might find it interesting. I always wondered, how did he, a rich kid with virtually no real-life experience, suddenly think of becoming a smuggler. There's no way someone like him could have come up with the idea of disassembling a sculpture and hiding the pieces inside robots. The result is just as I expected. After less than half a day of interrogation, he confessed everything. He admitted that a mysterious figure named Mr. Coldfeet persuaded him to target the museum exhibits. Mr. Coldfeet fooled Norbert into believing that many of the museum's artifacts were forcibly seized from private collectors by the Silvermane guards. He told him that true justice would be returning the artifacts to the people. Norbert probably didn't believe any of that nonsense. I think he just wanted to prove himself and add more to his fortune. Mr. Coldfeet not only introduced him to buyers, but also gave him advice, and only charged him a 30% consultant's fee. In the opinion of our young Mr. Norbert, the deal was too good to refuse.
Sounds lucrative. Why didn't he recruit me?
I'll pretend I didn't hear that. So, I came to discuss with you about this Mr. Coldfeet. Norbert said Mr. Coldfeet operates with extreme discretion and knows the Silvermane guards' every move like the back of his hand. If he catches wind about the slightest rumor in the city, he'll disappear without a trace. If what Mr. Norbert said is true, then our safest option is to send a civilian to try to reach out to Mr. Coldfeet and lure him out of his lair. You guessed it. Everyone agrees that there is no better candidate than you. Norbert says he usually communicates with Mr. Coldfeet through the door of a room in the Goethe Hotel. The usual agreed meeting time is right now. Take this as a final request from the Silvermane guards. Can you go to the Goethe Hotel to meet with this Mr. Coldfeet?
Alrighty then. Off to the hotel. All the way up here, huh? How is it? Still you the Goethe Hotel? Already outside the door. So efficient as expected of you. Norbert said the secret signal you said it was code was 3 light knocks and 2 heavy knocks. Now it's all up to your silver tongue, Stell. Do it, I believe in you. The door remains unperturbed and you feel a chill breeze brush past your knees. If you stayed any longer in this freezing hallway, you would soon turn into a mist cold feet yourself.
There's no response. Did I remember the wrong password?
I'm pretty sure I got it right.
Norbert, is that you?
Yep.
Oh, what took you so
Yes,
long?
it's me.
Oh, I was worried the Silvermane guards might have got to you. But you're not the type to turn someone in at first capture, right? Well, it's time for me to get on out of here. After all, we already made a nice little fortune on this trip, huh?
Come hell or high water, we shall forge the bonds of brotherly.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Did you stop at a bar on the way over here? You know what we are? Accomplices. You know what that means? Partners in crime. You know what else that means? We're not friends. All right, enough chinwagging. So how much did the microfilm sell for?
$1 billion.
I'm just gonna have to make up an amount. Hope it's believable.
$1 million.
50,000? Well, it's a little less than I thought, but not too bad. By the way, you catch a cold or something, your voice sounds a little different than before. Or maybe you... Oh, wait! What kind of hotel's this anyway? No peepholes on the doors!
He's starting to suspect me. That's not good. I better think through the next question carefully before answering.
Why don't we just break down the door and beat him up?
You know, I just realized there's something I forgot. Maybe you could help me remember. That Gears and Wisdom sculpture I told you to take apart and hide away? Can you remind me how many pieces it had?
It was like, yeah.
Well, now that's more like it. You had me in a cold sweat with those jokes. Here, hurry up and come inside. We need to discuss the details of our next operation.
Alright, gently push open the door and enter. I gently open the door. Sampo, I knew it was you. God damn it.
Oh, if it isn't my valued client.
God damn
What
it.
a pleasant surprise to see you again. Isn't it amazing how fate brings people together, huh? Our bridge of friendship could extend all the way to Everwinter Hill.
I was only half joking from like the start, but it really was him the whole time, huh?
Guests? So you don't have any evidence? Well, I mean, how could you? Your old buddy Sampo is a model citizen these days. You know the guards on sentry duty in the restricted zone? I deliver their breakfast every day. Okay, so kinda cold out, huh? Man, this is getting uncomfortable. Okay, I have a proposal. I'm sure you're gonna find this very reasonable. Yeah, I made a few small fortunes in the artifact business lately, and I can give you 1/3 of my earnings. How about that, huh? In exchange, I only ask that you please don't tell the Silvermane guards about me. Just tell them you missed the culprit. You're a big hero. They won't give you a hard time about it, right? How's that sound, huh? 1/3 is a lot of money. Think about it. I would never dare to rip off a valued client such as yourself.
Heck no. You've been annoying me this entire time. You're going to jail, buddy.
I mean, how can you be so unaccommodating? I mean, that is not like you, sister. Oh, I knew the good times couldn't last, but I didn't think a valued client would bring them to a close. Oh, go ahead. Notify the authorities. I'd rather burn out than fade away.
How is he gonna get out of this one, eh? I can't miss the cold feet. He's Sampo. Of course he is. Sampo? I thought he's turned over a new leaf, but... I'm coming over right now, still. Wait for me where you are. Don't let him get away. He's getting away. And he's gone. Sampo has vanished. No sound of hard footsteps, no sound of window or door opening.
I let him get away. Too late now. I'll have to wait for Pela to get here.
Master of Escape.
Where's the suspect?
I can just switch to him and then you can arrest him. Take him out of my party.
So he's just as cunning and crafty as ever. He fooled the Silvermane guards into thinking he'd changed. But we won't be falling for that act again anytime soon. This operation ends here. You've helped us enough already. Leave the rest to the Silvermane guards. Here. These rewards are for you. I hope they come in handy in the journey ahead. Oh, by the way, if you still want to help run the History and Culture Museum, Miss Eris and I are always happy to work with you. Speaking of which, Miss Eris was just looking for you. Why don't you go to the museum and talk to her?
Well, well, well. Sample, sample, sample. Why do you always do this to me?
Oh, hello. Thank you for all your help. Business at the museum is booming again. I haven't seen this many people here since I was a little girl. Oh, right! There's something I wanted to tell you. A man with blue hair came along and left a message. He asked me to pass it on to the manager of the museum. Here. I haven't read the content. Do you want to take a look?
To my dearest and most valued client, congratulations! Remember this day as the day you almost caught the great Mr. Coldfeet. So, how's museum manager life treating you? Just a little reminder, when it comes to working in museums, I'm quite the dab hand.
Oh god, he's a hireable assistant.
What I mean to say is, if you're ever in need of a passionate and professional individual, one with an inside knowledge of museum security blind spots, I'm only a call away. Don't worry, my exhibit smuggling days are behind me.
Mr. Coldfeet, it's not even his real name. Why? Why would you do this? Alright, we gotta like finish it up, I guess. There's two more people, yeah, Japad and Zila. Yeah, we still have to hit a couple more objectives, so... Yeah, up to level 15. The 15 upgrade will require tour duration and visitor appeal. Oh my god, your stats are super high, what the hell? Not as high as this one though. Yeah, I won't be using you for now. Oh, Svarog? That's silly. That's the upper limit. Oh, we need to swap out someone after this. Alright, 9486. Hook. Might have to do this. Still not high enough. $88 and we need someone with a high tour duration and high visitor appeal at this point. Bronya? Yeah, we'll swap her over here. No, not high enough. Maybe the new hires? Svarog? Don't know if you're high enough. You're not high enough. Can't believe I'm hiring him. Hey look, it's Japad! They can add him to the list now. Oh, that's gonna be silly. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for dropping by. I think we're about to wrap up the museum. At least the main quest is mostly done, so we just have a couple more things to fill up. 2 more people to hire. Hello, Mr. Stick in the Mud. Welcome to the Silvermane Guard Restricted Zone. Duly noted. Alright, do you want to work at the museum? Volunteer? Do you mean as a volunteer guide? If I'm not mistaken, I submitted my application to Pela a while ago. Didn't you receive it? He did? He already did. Wow, wacky. I was not expecting that out of him. I'm doing alright, I guess. Decent enough. It's been a bit of a long week, but we're hanging in there. Sorry, somebody the application form, you know anything about this? On applications, squash with documents. Do I need to be a assistant professor this time? Alright. So I'm no longer useful to you? Hey, you know that's not true. There was a joke, Pela. Thought that you get offended when you get a free pass to chill. It was a joke, Pela. Yes, yes. Oh no, she's getting all serious on us. She got all serious on us, Satch. Alright, Japad. I understand. As an intelligence officer, she has to deal with piles of files every day. It's not impossible not to mess up once in a while. Anyway, I got my answer. Thanks for your hard work. Without you, both of us would still be in the dark about the situation. Now I need to start preparing for the interview she mentioned. Hope I have the chance to be a museum guide soon. See you around. And Japad just gets added. For free. Cool. Don't need to worry too much about that stuff. How's the game? Pretty fun. Although we are chilling right now. We're doing a little museum management minigame. We're almost done with it. Just a couple more people to hire, a couple more exhibits to slot in here, and we should be done with it. And then we should be doing some combat after that. Alright, General Hall exterior to 15. We're still short! We need even higher visitor appeal. Like even higher. I don't know if we have enough stats to boost it though. We might have to boost... Okay, we can boost the other stats. Then cut down on the other characters that don't have them. Oh, Japard hits it. Svarog. 88, 83. Oh, this guy has no visitor appeal. That's why. Bronya? No, Hook. That's not enough. Unless we level up to a duration now. Yeah, I guess we level up to a duration. This is more manageable. Alright, that will be enough to let us hit it. So we just need to get enough resources to hit the level up, and we'll be done with that requirement. 475. Okay, one more day. Day 55, and that should be enough to let us hit this level 15. Nicely done. Complete the day, and we'll get on next quest. Lost exhibit, information terminal display monitor. Probably another repair. Another quick repair job. Yeah, we're almost done. I can't believe it was Sampo. Actually, no, I believed it since the start. I was making jokes this whole time that it was Sampo, and it's Sampo. Who else could it be? If they want to use a major character, it's gonna be him. And he has 0 visitor appeal. That's hilarious, you know. Okay, it's not a repair job, it's a visit thing. Yeah, I haven't been doing side quests. I've been saving them for the stream. Alright, treasure map. Yeah, it's the corner. Like, it's this corner. There it is. You find a stack of rusty cabinets that have obviously been abandoned here for quite some time. Like the last treasure, you cannot see the value in this. To a spectator, this would merely look like a pile of trash. Perhaps this is how the treasure hides its value to the people in possession of the treasure map come to find it. I lugged the whole thing with my 2 hands back to the museum. The entire thing. I didn't even ask Svarok for permission. This cabinet should be the terminal to control the mining gate. This model is long obsolete. Maybe you should just chuck it in the trash. It's perfectly reasonable place in the display cabinet. Value of an exhibit is endowed by history, and these things indeed all bear a certain historical weight. It might not be tremendously ancient. I went back too fast. Cleaning restoration. Alright. Take him in and put him in a glass cabinet. Alright, 5 out of 6, so just 1 more, I guess. And then we have to hire Zila. Right? Like, what is left? Yeah, 1 more robot and these things. The History Culture Hall is barely filled. We've got a lot of those. And then this is obviously Zila. General Hall interior to 12. Oh boy. We're gonna need more. Okay, we need to swap out some of the characters again. Alright, who's not occupied right now? We need Visitor Appeal again. Why does everyone need Visitor Appeal? Okay, Bronya. Bronya's not being used right now. Bronya and Dunn. Educational value is low though. Educational. That'll do. Okay, then we just pump up this stat. And pump this up. Alright, that's level 10. 2 more levels after that. Alright, random event. Hey, it's the lance. Alright. You want to make a replica of my weapon? Record for minimum number of days to complete the event. I mean, I figure the number of days doesn't really matter. Although we are trying to we're just trying to do it as soon as possible. Hello, I heard you were looking for my lance. This thing? Do you want this thing? This thing? Alright, Boris is looking for us. Alright. It's a repair job. Alright. Shouldn't take too long. I think I'm still relatively low in terms of days done. If I can see a Dasher figure in a real fight. Oh, it's not a repair job. Alright. Alright. What do you want me to beat up? Oh, backwater pass? Alright. It's funny that I actually put Stell in the party for a bit. I wonder if they actually make you use Stell. Like preservation Stell specifically for this. We've already got her in the party, so it doesn't matter, but you know. There you are, you ready? Alright.
-1! Dodge this!
Thank you so much, Hero Bellabok. Well, you've done a real solid for me here. I'll put together something to thank you. Go ahead and take it. Gonna have our weapon enshrined in the history of the museum or something. I don't know. This is just a nice location where the game, like the 3D modelers of the game can just put all their work in. You know, it's literally their digital. Actually, not just the 3D models, the 2D artists as well, because they've got the 2D displays and everything. It's literally just their in-game portfolio. That's what it is. Right. So you just jam that in there. Okay. What's the... Wait, no, not that one. Okay, we need to upgrade this, and this. I may have upgraded it too much. One more day. Okay, level 11. What's the next one? Oh no, we did need to upgrade these two anyway. Okay, one more upgrade to educational value on the next one and we're good. Hey look, Zila. There she is. Wonder if we need to interview her as well, or if she's just like Japad and like she just joins in. Estelle, what brings you here? Museum? Bronya seems to have mentioned that before. Did she send you here? Yeah, sure, Bronya sent me here, totally. This woman is always so stubborn when it comes to odd things like this. But let me just be straight with you about why I don't wanna become a volunteer guide. I mean, just think about the name Bellabok History and Culture Museum. Do you really think I would fit anywhere near the history and the culture? It's not that I'm not willing to help, but I'm not suitable for the role. I'm sorry for making this a fruitless trip for you. But Bronya will be so sad about this. They're pushing that ship hard, aren't they? Alright, I'll play out the other options first, since that's the actual correct one. Not caught up for this line of work. Night used to press my head down, forcing me to read when I was little. It was so suffocating. Would you really want someone like me to introduce the exhibits to visitors? Let's just snip this idea in the bud. It won't end well for any of us. Don't worry, I too know nothing about this. But you're different. Even though you're not a local, you still seem well educated to me, so being a guide must be easy peasy for you. As for me, everyone in the underworld has seen me as a little rascal for as long as I can recall. If they see me working there as a guide, I'm afraid the reputation of the museum will be tarnished. But Bronya will be so sad about this. You're not gonna upset old Bronya, are you? Come on, Zila. You gotta please your girlfriend, right? Can you reconsider for Bronya's sake? Fine, I'll do it. Just hand me the application form. I know what you are. I know what you are, Zila. Never mind, you keep the form for me and write down what I say verbatim. You are so easy to read. Happy Pride Month. Watch it, don't push your luck. Ah, fine, I just can't take it when she cries. Are you happy now? Okay, let's get down to business. Listen to me carefully. First question, what is your name? Zila, no last name. Sure, Zila, no last name. Don't test me. You wanna mess around and find out? No, I'm good. I haven't pulled any of the gacha characters, including you, so... Personal experience. Anyway, this is a tough one. Forget it, just say I have no experience. I can't really disclose any of the jobs I've done for Wildfire. Okay, I'll write down no comment here. I can tell you're enjoying teasing me like this, don't you? Skills and expertise. Why are the questions getting trickier? Let me think. I'm just go ahead and put down dispute resolution, which won't sound too intimidating, I hope. Okay, I'll just put down too scary to specify. Is it too late to back out now? Perfect. Look at this form. Perfect. Suppose it's done, can I take a look? Better to keep it a surprise. I hope the surprise is gonna be a pleasant one. Well, let's head out to Overworld and submit this thing. Though I reckon it'll still be unlikely for me to pass the background check. Oh yeah, true, they do background checks. Have you assassinated anyone? I think you have, haven't you? You might have assassinated somebody, that might disqualify you. Then again, they hired freaking Sampo. Sampo wormed his way in here, I don't think they care. Literally the guy that was organizing the museum thefts, he passed the background check. Like, they let him in. Why did they let him in? I'm confused. Anyways. This museum looks so posh, it reminds me of that orphanage in Rivet Town. Are you Miss Aris? I'm here to submit my volunteer guide application form. Should I give it to you? Yes, please give it to me. I'll pass your resume on to Miss Pela right away. This seems serious. Let's take a break here, Stell. Eh? Zila? What are you doing here? Did Stell bring you here? She came of her own volition. I see. I'm surprised you have finally made up your mind. Thank you, Zila. I guess it's my turn to ask questions now. My application didn't pass the review, right? Can I just go now? Nope. Pela was impressed by your abilities, so she wanted me to have an interview with you. No way for you to escape now, Zila. Darn it. Anyway, let's head to the rest area. The interview will be held there. Fine, I'll play along, but it's only because I'm not busy today. Thank you, Zila. As for Stella, the assistant assessor, you may get on with your things first. We'll start the interview when you're ready. So we don't get to interview Japad, but we get to interview Zila. I wanted to interview Japad. Then again, he signed up with his own will. I thought we would have to convince him. Stella, are you ready? Yep, let's go. Please get ready. The interview will begin now. For some reason, I feel a bit nervous. And then they just stare at each other. And then I nodded at them. How come you aren't saying anything as well? And you, Lady Bronya, why don't you say something? This is my first time speaking to you in this position and I don't know what to say. Should we end the interview here? It's good for both of us. Let's not take up any more of Stella's time. No way, we have to go through the entire process no matter what. Stella, how do you think I should ask the questions to the interviewer? You gotta loosen up, people. I see, I'll ask some random questions based on her resume then. This is also a great chance for me to get to know Zila better. Don't we know each other well enough already? Like, aren't we girlfriends? First of all, the name is Zila, no last name. Is no last name an actual family name in Belobog? Stell. It's just a prank, bro! Seems like you don't know Belobog well enough. Huh? I haven't really heard of such a weird surname. I meant to say uncommon surname. Sorry, Zila. I hope you're not offended. This is clearly a prank pulled by Stell. What are you even apologizing for? I see. Speaking of your name, there's something I've always been curious about. Why is it German? In fact, Zila itself is not a common name in Belobog. Does it have a special meaning? Well, Oleg gave me the name. He said it meant soul in ancient Beloborgian. Ancient Beloborgian is German? TIL. There's like Russian names, German names, Finnish names in this entire area. It's kind of weird. Big hodgepodge. I'm not sure what he tried to convey through that name, but to all those dogs and gangsters... Gangsters? Is that a word? Hang on. Is this a typo or... I think it's a typo. I don't see any definition for this word. Alright. I was just curious. I'm like a specter always haunting them. Wow, I'm surprised by its profound meaning. How fascinating. Now the next question. No comment on your personal experience. I do get what it means, but why? Stella, is there anything you want to say? Sorry, it's not a prank of mine. It'll make it look more mysterious. Don't pin the blame on me. Okay, I got it. I'm not going to probe. Let's see what's next. Skills and expertise. You're too scary to specify. That means... Still, do you have a wise answer to the Supreme Guardian's question? Zila forced me to write that! Nobody forced you to do that. We're just doing a regular comedy act right now. That's all. I'm surprised at how close you two are. In fact, I can more or less get what Zila is trying to say. Don't worry, I don't think your skills and expertise will be put to use here. Even if there was such a dispute, I could handle it. No, if there was such a dispute, you should need to summon the Silvermane Guards. Don't forget that protecting me is not one of your duties. You can't just gratuitously get yourself hurt. Okay, I got it. His interviewers have gotten wackier and wackier as we went along. I'm sure I failed. You passed. Welcome to the Belobog History and Culture Museum. I am not sure how to respond to this. You've made Bronya happy. You're not wrong about that. Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. Anyway, everything's fine as long as she's happy. Are you two having a secret talk? Nothing. Hey Bronya, what should I do next? Hurry up and assign some jobs to me. Follow me later. We have to go through some formalities. Zila, oh wow. These two names are too close together. I keep messing it up. So thank you for your help in the interview. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to get to know Zila better. Please excuse me now as I have to take Zila to complete the procedure. Remember to visit the museum often and check on Zila. You really have so little trust in me. Alright, there it is. 88, 72, 26. Yeah, that seems about right. Okay, so... At this point... That's everyone. Everyone that can be recruited has been recruited. Now we just have to get these last 4 artifacts in. I think that's it for quests then, right? Or at least recruitment quests. Okay, educational value needs to go up. Get it to level 12. That should be it. That's the limit for that one. So I guess they want us to hit limit on the other 2. And that'll be all the quests. Sorry, all the artifacts. Probably. Yep, there we go. Do you want Void Ranger sculptures now? Don't tell me you want me to go and fight one. You're up to no good, aren't you? Just have to scare him. You need help with it, so... Oh, you just want pictures? Okay. Side scratch is far more of an attraction. Okay. Let's go pick a picture. Outlying snow plains. We're in a hurry right now, so we'll leave the mobs be. Which one do you want? Oh, this one? Here's your picture, old man. It'll be a great reference for that modeling. I believe I won't be interested in this too. Most people are attracted to the museum by this kind of thing, are just curious about the encased monster, but we could use it to teach more people our history, then it's all worthwhile. Right. Gonna put enemy models in the museum now. Tiny scale models of them. Okay. 3 out of 6. Industrial Hall to 9. We're at 7 right now. Okay. Can hit 8. 9 will require upgrades to Educational and Visitor Appeal. Educational is near its limit, so might need to swap someone out. 75, 58, 15. That might have to go. And then we may need to upgrade to duration instead. Okay, we'll swap her out later. Hello, hello. Welcome to my humble stream. How's everyone doing? Okay, level 9, educational value, visitor appeal. Well, we're hitting the limit here. I can raise visitor appeal, fine. But we need to raise educational value. That's the upper limit, that's too high, so... Yeah, and that has to be swapped out of someone else. Actually, I don't need that much. Zila? Yeah, I guess that works. Okay. Another automaton model. Retrieve some data from automaton B2. Alright, and another fight one. Nothing too much to say about this one, just go down there, get into a fight, get back, and you know, we'll be done with that.
Rise, Phoenix!
Oh, stars, give these trailblazers your blessing!
Lance forward!
Dodge this! Who will it be?
Minus one! Rise, Phoenix! You're not going anywhere! Lance forward!
Okay, back to the museum. And that leaves 2 more? I think 2 more after this. Alright, let's put this thing in the glass cabinet. Oh wait, no, this goes outside. In the cordon off area. Traffic light. Well, the industrial hall stuff's done. Okay. Industrial hall is full of exhibits and ready to be open to the public. It's all because of you that our museum manages to go this far. I had no idea the underworld would look like this. Could these automatons move? Thank you for your hard work, Miss Payla, and I prepared a small gift for you. Thank you. Alright, we are almost done. Okay, Industrial Hall to level 9. We need to raise visitor appeal. Not enough, alright. Next day we can upgrade it. Right, that's a 9. Okay, Void Ranger Eye Sculpture 2 is probably not a picture. Yeah, it's a picture. Okay. Up over here. Which one are you talking about? This one? I guess it was that one. Yeah, he has the same lines of dialogue for these ones. What do we have left? Let's take a quick scan. This one's done. 2 more. Alright, what do you want this time? History Culture Hall to 6. Need to raise tour duration. Next one will be tour duration and visitor appeal. Alright. How unexpected! Estelle, with your help, the History and Culture Museum has become the most popular spot in Bellowbog. A friend of mine who works at the Golden Theatre was ranting to me about how everyone spends their free time going to the museum, that even the number of opera goers have decreased. Watching you work, I feel like I've reignited a passion I had when I first applied to work at a museum. Thank you, Miss Stell. Leave the future management work to me. You've been busy for so long, you should have time to appreciate the changes you have brought to this museum. Hope we can see you often. So that's just the announcement that we've hit the maximum, yeah. Wait, are we done? Oh. So we can't... We're done with the management, we can't actually do anymore. So the remaining 2 are just... We go out here and grab them, I guess. I guess that means we didn't do it optimally, but oh well. Oops. Yeah, I guess we didn't do it optimally. We hit the maximum number of days, I guess. Or not, no sorry, we hit the maximum amount of points. Alright. Repair job? Or do they want my baseball bat? No. Oh, they do want my baseball bat. Wait, do I need destruction? No. Do I need to purposely switch to destruction for this? Let's see, I guess. No, apparently they don't care. You don't even need style in the party. My immersion. But my immersion though. My immersion is broken. Alright, alright. I guess it is nice that they just make all the quests immediately available to you after if you do hit the maximum level, so you don't have to like grind everything out. They put my baseball bat up like this. Alright. Isn't this just supposed to be like an ordinary baseball bat in the space station? Like it's just a regular ass bat. Why didn't they just buy the bat? Right? It's like a literally off the shelf dollar store baseball bat. They could have just bought one. Alright, last one. The portrait, huh? Please stay back a little. Lady Bronner will be gracing us with her presence here at the museum. She would like to meet up with you. I didn't do anything bad, did I? No, actually this has to do with Lady Bronier's mother, the late Supreme Guardian Cocolia. Lady Bronier commissioned a clip of 4 of her portrait of Madame Cocolia, and it would like it to be displayed in our museum. Supreme Guardian Bronier has arrived! Looks like she's here. I'm sure Lady Bronier will prefer to confer with you herself. Ah yes, controversy, I suppose. We meet again, Stell. Thank you for agreeing to this meeting on such a short notice. It's nothing else here anyway. That is fate then. It seems that this portrait is destined to require your opinion in order to be fully completed. To commemorate my mother, the architects and I agree that a portrait should be created for her and sent to the museum for the Belaborgians to remember her. However, if the portrait is to be added as an exhibit to the museum, we will need a brief introduction. Although we have already put out the narrative that Madame Cocolia has sacrificed herself in the war, we still want to hear your opinion. The hero of Belaborg will save the city. Sure. I'm glad to hear that. Let's start. First is the story of the mother before her reign. It is said that my mother, like me, was also selected from the bare underground and brought to the overworld. At the time she was curious about everything, especially the flowers that she couldn't see in the underworld. In her spare time she would always go to the florist. Later she became the top student at the Belaborg Military Academy, graduating at the top of her class. People say she had the most intelligent mind in all of Belaborg. After that, Mother embarked on her career in governance, and with her charismatic personality gained the support of the entire city. Under her supervision, the Silvermane Guards were finally able to counterattack and reclaim the Fragmentum, though it comes at too high a cost. What do you think? How should we describe Mother's earliest an introduction? Focus on her arrival at the overworld, I guess. In that case, Supreme Guardian Cocolia spent her childhood in the distant underworld where she showed curiosity and love for all things, her favorite flower being first snow, much like her own noble character. Yeah, that works. After she has taken power. The most well-known decree was the blockade of the overworld and the underworld. On one hand, this measure secured Belaborg's rear, but also resulted in many unnecessary sacrifices, causing much controversy among the people. However, she never forgot her dream of healing the world, but due to certain reasons, she suffered continued torment, both mentally and physically, which eventually led to her becoming the unfeeling and indifferent person you knew. Mother still regarded me as a dearest daughter, perhaps leaving what little warmth she had left for me instead of her people. Sorry, maybe injected too many personal feelings. I think should describe Mother's experiences during her rule. The blockade policy, I guess, you know, it's a history museum after all. With her reign, Supreme Guardian Kokole issued a well-known order for the blockade. She firmly believed that it's only the section to secure Bellbox area, but also close to many brutal and meaningless sacrifices. The heartbreak was not felt universally. Yeah, that works. Final moments of Mother's life. The Kipper Hall is already a conclusion for the past, so let's skip it. Let's give Mother an objective assessment. Even though once you fought against her, I believe you can provide a perfect answer. She had both merits and faults, yeah? I guess so. Use an objective evaluation. You have time. Yeah, let's just go with that. I'm good with it. If you're interested in final text on the History Culture Hall, you have to check it out. And with that, that's everything. You should stay in the museum. Well, what are you saying? What does that even mean? You know, the History Culture Hall has also been successfully set up with your help. You can open the whole museum to the public. I had no idea the Supreme Guardian had gone through this. Is the monster that invaded us 700 years ago? I didn't expect this long-buried history would one day see the light of day and the museum be brought back to life. This is also unbelievable. The oldest to you, Estelle. You're the true hero of Bellabog. You deserve that title. You flatter me. That's everything then, right? Yep, looks like it. Hacking Sampo, man. Alright, yeah, I believe that is everything to do with this, right? So, we're good. Alright, we're done at the museum. Oh. Forgot to clean this. Alrighty. So, what shall we do now? It took longer than I thought, actually. Well... here's what we could do, chat. We can, we have two things I think we can try and settle. One is... we could try Simulated Universe World 3. We haven't done that yet, and that's been sitting there for a while. Or... we could try this. Do you think we could take it? Then again, I guess if we raise our world level now when we just barely reached it, we might start struggling against the regular mobs again, right? But on the other hand, we unlock more options to unlock stuff. I guess it depends. I don't know how long a simulated universe run would take. Maybe we should put it off to the next stream. Maybe I'll just give this a shot then. Alright, so here's the deal. We are at 60, 60, 60, 60. We have... I think we have maxed out light cones on everyone. No, no, we don't. I guess that's one thing we should do. Wait, we're out of this stuff. We're a little short. I don't think we can enhance this one then, yeah. Maybe behind on that. Maybe do this one. Yeah, we can. No, we don't have enough. Alright, so our light cones are going to be a little behind. But we are at 60. We have traces on for everyone in our main team. Our relics are definitely not optimized, but maybe we can work with it. So we'll see. Hopefully this works out okay. Yeah, alright. Let's try this then. It's funny though, because in the last stream, we opened with Trial of Equilibrium, I think. And then we did and then we did this.
I'm with you.
Alright, what are you weak to?
Seize the initiative.
I won't surrender.
Alright. Mara-struck enemies, this one.
In the name of Landau, a will forged in ice never falters!
Put it up first. Do we use the skill now or later? We'll use it later. Buff up.
Everything is ordained by those stars. Give these trailblazers your blessing.
What just popped up? I didn't see that. The current sanction rate has reached 33%. Raises when you use skills or ultimates. The sanction mode and summons monsters. Oh, this guy summons things if he...
We have a situation at hand.
Yes, I hear you. You freeze him? Okay, that works. Broke out immediately though. Okay.
You're not going anywhere.
We'll hold on to that outboost for now.
No manners, huh?
Gonna try and keep the attack buff up.
Oh, look these.
And he loses his weaknesses when that is up. Got it.
Want to see what I can do? Let's be friends.
Okay, so sanction only goes up when he's targeted with it. It's gonna progress towards sanction bar every time if you don't use the skills out. Yeah, I can see it. It's down. You have to like manage it, I guess. But does it only? It only happens if he gets targeted, I think. Oh my god.
Can we talk?
Ow. Maybe I should have brought my healer for this. Just a single shielder, I don't know if we can work with this.
Hope you're prepared.
This might be a little tough.
A will forged in ice never falters!
Is it only this one enemy though? There's two enemies you have to fight, right? Because that's gonna be problematic. I guess we'll just go for the kill here.
Hands hurt.
Okay, sanction mode's off. Alright, let me think about this. We definitely want to get rid of the ads.
How does it go?
But the explosions do damage as well, yeah.
Welcome, customers.
Okay, this action only counts if we hit. If he's hit with it, I guess.
Everything is ordained by those stars. Give these trailblazers your
So if I hit it, if I target my side of the field with outs, it doesn't matter. But if I target his side of the field with outs, then it matters. I guess that's the idea. Alright, so we hit him with that. That's the explosion.
This ends here.
1,000 wonders.
Popping this for the shield.
Hope you're prepared.
Yeah, I need this. Please get frozen. Alright.
Take this.
If he's frozen, does the sanction apply? Let's find out. No, it doesn't. Okay.
In the name of Landau,
we need to impair him first.
Never falter.
Before we smack him with stuff.
Want to see what I can do? Dodge this!
Who invited you?
Huh? Welcome, customers.
This ends here.
Unfortunately, we didn't bring the right people to.
Who will it be?
Yeah, we didn't bring the right people to break this guy. Alright, normal attacks for now.
Hope you're prepared.
Oh wait, okay. It's on. Wait, if we use skills on the others, it doesn't matter. Only if we hit him, I guess. Maybe we can get a lucky freeze at some point.
Is that all?
Asta's about to die. Oh dear. This might be a bit beyond us right now. We might need better relics, I guess. Or a healer. I guess I should probably bring a healer. We might need Nat.
This ends here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we might need Nat for this. I don't know if yeah, there's 2 enemies. I don't know if we can do this just off of just shooting. It's gonna be a little hard. Yeah, probably. I might need to come back with more with a different team. To be fair, I'm also trying to do this with like 1 non-limited unit and 3 free units. Alright, we don't have enough to pull right now for anyone, so I guess we'll hold off. Yeah, start with a special pass. Yeah, we don't have enough normal pulls to do another 10 pull yet, so I guess we'll hold off. 144, so we're like getting up there. We're getting towards 180. The relics are this place to gain from. Yeah, probably. I've been working on your traces, so I haven't been grinding relics yet. Should we? I could use, you know, we're using Asta quite heavily. Maybe we should. But then again, I don't really want to spend like too many special rail passes. I guess the idea is that we build up to 180 and then anything above that, I guess I'll be more free to just pull on. But Asta's in rotation right now. And Danheng as well. I wouldn't mind building Danheng. Alright chat, who wants to see me pull the gacha? If at least one person wants to see me pull this gacha, I'll pull on it. I've got 144, it's been sitting around for a while, so heck it. If you say yes, I'll pull. If you say you don't care, I'm not gonna pull. I'm interested in the next banner after Silver Wolf. Yeah, whoever that guy is, right? Imaginary healer and debuffer. I mean, sounds like it could be useful, I guess. Might as well do a pull. Yeah, alright. We're gonna start using unlimited pulls, I guess. I'm starting to feel a bit of the pain of like not having pulled because none of my 4-stars have like Eidolons yet. So honestly, I kind of want to get some of them in. Alright, what's a 4-star? Hey, there we go, it's Esther. It is who we wanted. That's gonna be her E1. So that makes it like a 5-hit instead of a 4-hit, I think. I really want this though, honestly. I actually really want this one. Because that's gonna make keeping my attack buff up with her like way more stable, because her stacks keep dropping every turn. Just having one extra turn where it doesn't drop means that once you get into out and then you repeatedly use it after that, you should be fine. So there's that. I guess I'll try my luck again. If we can get E2 Asta, that'll be nice. Actually, yeah, I guess here's what we'll do. We'll pull until we get E2 Asta or we get Silver Wolf. One or the other. Well, that's E2 Asta. Alright, we're done. Go figure. Yeah, Asta somehow just turned into a staple on my team, so might as well, I guess. I've been using her so heavily just because I, like, right at the start I'm like, oh, speed boost, that's really useful. And then I slapped her on the team and she hasn't gone off the team since.
What should I observe today?
Of course, in practice, she's less useful if there are no fire weak enemies on the team, as it turns out, so she's not quite as universally powerful as I thought she was gonna be. But since I am already slapping her in every team, I guess I might as well. And now that I've got E2, this will make her way more generally useful, just because she can keep her stacks up now. So, hey, I'll take that. Good enough for me. The wait for a limited 5-star that will really catches my attention continues. Alright, shall we call it at that? Yeah, I guess we'll call it at that. See if there's anybody good to raid. No one else streaming Honkai right now on my friends list. Maybe someone who we haven't raided before? Let's browse. Okay, I see someone. Let us raid a fellow SG VTuber who is also streaming this game. Alright. Thanks for watching. I will catch you guys around soon. I might just stream this again tomorrow, to be honest, because I'm sitting on Simulated Universe World 3 and I need to start using my emulsifiers. Otherwise I cannot claim my rewards. I'm sitting on too many of them. So yeah, we'll call it at that. Thanks for joining me tonight. I'll see you guys around soon. Have a good day.